I don't like the leaving a tab for somebody absolves them of their responsibility to entertain you. And I know that that sounds like a really harsh stance. And I also understand
Mm,
that it's not hurting anybody to leave up the tab, tack up the one viewer.
yeah.
Not saying it's bad, not saying anybody should stop doing that. But I'm
Hmm.
also saying that I'll leave the lurk for you, I'll leave a window for you, is saying, I don't want to be here enough to be here,
Yeah.
but you're cool. So this is how I can meet you in the middle. And it's a nice thing. It's a good thing, but I don't want to participate in it. I'm okay with both the time constraint, because you could have somebody who wants to engage with your content, but they're just at work while you're streaming. I'm okay accepting the both time constraint and the responsibility to
Hmm.
be good enough that people want to stay in my stream rather than go over to their sidebar and just go check in with anybody else. Like,
Yeah.
as an entertainer, like, and that's okay. It's not going to hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
I do the exact same thing, but kind of like as like a more general rule of thumb, I want to be entertaining enough that I don't need any freebies.
Yeah. I know what you mean. The tab. I mean, we could so some of the people that I had let know about this interview is talking about just streaming in general. I mean, you've got the
Yeah.
experience now, but I talked about this with Initial too. Is that I'll leave a tab for you while no support is ever going to be shunned away or shoved aside. That would be silly. There is an objective. I don't know. There's a result that comes as a part of the input. If you put a tab up for somebody, that's great. It's very appreciated. That's where it starts and ends. I mean, there can be no relationship with that. There can be no interaction. There can be no building from that. And it's very tough. I know what you mean. It's very tough to accept that what you've gotten is somebody part of the way there of where you'd love to see them. Because genuinely, I believe this from the way that you interact. You feed off of the chat that you get. I feel the same way. I think you talk to any streamer, they're like, I would take 2 lively chatters over 50 viewers.
For sure.
So yeah, I certainly understand what you're saying.
And Ketsi, and we might just for this sake of semantics, Ketsi Q says she wants to talk to me about the work and lurk thing. What I mean specifically, I don't mean somebody who's like in the channel listening and just can't be in the chat. You know what I mean? I don't mean somebody that's at work
Yeah.
and like got you on the radio. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, okay, I'm gonna be here. I'm watching Retro Nate, but I'm gonna leave the tab. I'm gonna give you this much volume, so I can't hear you, but technically you
You
have the
get a
tab.
view.
I mean
Yeah.
that. I mean, like, miss me with that. And
Yeah.
like this, like, it can go right in a lot of ways, and I
Yeah.
don't mean to talk crap on the whole venture, because there's a lot of great things happening within it too, but there's a support for support, follow for follow culture that uses, I don't know, it's like you're using people as currency,
It's not.
kind of, that
It's not.
really transactional view of of people that I can't sign up with.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we've talked about this a little bit before. In general, kind of over the course of our dialogue together, that the follow for follow, support for support method always comes with a set of expectations that is not. It's just not healthy. I mean, it's a codependent relationship. That's not the way that it's. I don't know that those ever are on solid footing to begin with. I mean, you go somewhere because you enjoy it. You involve yourself to the level that you decide to, with no expectation in return. And even to this point, you said you were gonna share a take that's not that popular. I'm gonna share one that I don't think is super popular either. I've heard it said before that you show your support with no expectation because those people will be there when you need them. That's still an expectation. Like, you literally don't do it with the idea that down the line, like, you're throwing money in a piggy bank. Like, it's over when the stream ends. That's it.
Right.
That's it. Or it's over when you like the tweet. Like, that's it. You take your own actions and spend them as you choose, and do not expect that your spending of those actions results in anything, because you don't control that. Anyway, I mean, that's just something you see. So many people feeling some type of way about someone not meeting their expectations, that they didn't come back, or they didn't, like, I got 4 kids. I can't be in everyone's. I can't be in my own stream most of the time. I'm doing this against the will of my family. Right. You know, so there are just different situations. So to assume you know that about people is just ridiculous.
And I feel like I've seen like the darkest ways it manifests. You would almost laugh me telling the story, but I was overhearing somebody pulled up the watch time list on their channel and was basically sorted the thing bottom up and was shaming these people. I've dropped 20 subs in your channel and you've watched me for 2.5 hours. Are you kidding me? Like, I was like, bro, why don't you just tell these people that they're just currency to you? Why don't you just come out and say it? Like, what? I don't understand this. So I've also seen like where it really goes left.
Toxic.
And I feel like that makes me a little bit jaded sometimes.
Yeah.
But man, it's gross, dude.
Well, I mean, at least encouraging wise, I feel like there are a lot of overlaps, right? It's like a Venn diagram, all the communities in Twitch. There is a group, those in chat, us here, I feel like that there is a kind of a norm culturally of understanding that that's just not how it's done. If someone's there, it's because they want to be there, and that's it. So and to some level, some people don't know themselves until they've experienced the fallout of that, not knowing they had the expectations until they were not met, and then they're like, oh, I'm feeling upset, and they didn't. They're like, oh, yeah, no, I'm all about support until it doesn't meet my fake expectations.
Until I don't get it back. Until I don't get what I paid for here.
I know.